Allow me to interrupt you on that. We just need to cross over to the Windsor Hotel, where the CAS youth Zachary Kinuthia is currently addressing a presser there on matters TVETs. Let's listen in first.
Wind turbines operators 27 to 38, commercial driver between $25 to $37 per hour, heavy equipment mechanic 25 to 36, auto body repair 22 to 34, welder will earn between 21 to 30 per hour. I hope you are doing mahesabu. Are you? 20, I'm not saying 21 shillings per hour, $21. Yes, a dollar is now going at 113. I'm not sure, but somewhere in between there. A carpenter will earn between $16 to $52 per hour. Auto mechanic 21. So that paper down there was written, enroll in a trade school. I found it in a bureau, employment bureau, and I was going to an Indian restaurant to eat some bread. Then I found that thing there, and I said, now, this is Paris, the heart of Europe. Okay, well, they say the city of love, although I didn't find it there. And I thought about my motherland. I thought about Africa. And I remembered the kind of work we have done, the kind of work that continues to be done by distinguished men, partners, and the esteemed government of the Republic of Kenya. When I received this invitation, I had somehow forgotten that this book was being written. I had somehow forgotten, but I knew it was commissioned to be written because this discussion began in my office in town. Or rather began earlier, but was cemented in my office. Let me not take the glory that is not mine. But I had forgotten somehow because in a quick succession of things, I changed the ministry from education to now where I am, sports, culture, arts, and heritage. And when I received the call, I was in Tokyo, as my sister has rightly put it there, and my phone could not go through. So when I saw it finally, I called him, and then asked him to reach to George, my office manager, so that now we could plan and come. And I thought I should be here. By the way, I should not be here. I still should be in Tokyo because Olympics is over, but Paralympics are not over. The people with the PWDs are still participating in sports, in their Olympics form called I come from Ranga, so you forgive my R and L. So I thought I should come and end this culmination of a good idea, which had transformed from a good to a better, to a final best idea. And I was going to be here. I'm no longer in the Ministry of Education. And to that extent, I want to say the man who switched office with me, now the CAS Education, called Honorable Nur Hassan, was supposed to be joining me here, but he's in Mombasa for another workshop, education workshop going on. So he said I should pass his message of absence with a lot of apologies. Have you accepted it? Please, thank you. So he was supposed to be with us here, but he's not going to be here. Let me say the final thing before I can speak about the book and the idea of TVET. When there was turmoil in Germany in the days of Nazi, there was a preacher man who was a Lutheran church preacher called Martin Niemöller. Martin Niemöller was a critical foe of Adolf Hitler. And in his many sermons, one that is largely and evergreen statement quoted across the world today goes this way: that when they came for the socialists, I did not speak because I was not a socialist. When they came for the trade unionist, I never spoke because I was not a trade unionist. When they came for the preachers, I could no longer remain silent. But today, I am speaking from a concentration camp, and nobody is here to speak for me. Perhaps that could be sounding ancient because that was time of war. But wars are constantly emerging in our societies. And today, the wars have come into our houses. Do you have a nephew or a niece or a child who has a degree and perhaps a master's one, but is still staring at you in the house? Would you relate if you don't have one? I was speaking with a lady who works with the media yesterday, whose daughter scored A- in the March released exam. And she's waiting to go to the university. By today, she will know where she's going. But she told me her daughter has nothing to show for 844 except the grades. She can do nothing for herself. But she has an A-. So she was asking the daughter, what can we do together? What are you going to do? Some skill, because I had talked to her earlier in my former life. What are we going to do? The daughter said, well, I don't know, but you know how they talk. I can't imitate. Well, I think I can do many things, but can I try culinary skills? Yeah, that is cooking. Yeah. Can I try culinary skills? Said, okay, if you want. Okay, well, I want to try singing. Okay, I want to try carpentry. Okay, you know, she's not settled. But I thought, if a parent would hear today a child who wants to do cooking, they would hit them with whatever tool is available near. But a chef is the most paid, skilled worker in the developed world. Even here in the cities of developing worlds, chefs are not cheap. Are they available? Even if you want a good chef, do you know where you can get them? Unless you come to such hotels like Windsor and ask for one to come and do your cooking. Or like our friends there. Technical skills becoming the solution to the social ills of our country. And that's why we are asking, how do we make TVET work for Kenya's development? That's a question that cannot be answered by an instant. It is a question that must be formulated with books, formulated with courses, formulated with commitment and heavy investment. And the first investment, yeah, you can take a clap if you want. It encourages one when they are speaking. Yeah. One of the ways I have asked His Excellency the President to relook into this even as he exits the office is to have a ministry on its own standing on TVET. That one is not a question we can beat the bush around. This one, as his advisor on myriad of things in government, we would want the next government to form. And perhaps the next president who is coming, not known by now, but perhaps the president who assumes power by next year, December, must start with crafting in his government or her government, most likely will be her, craft a government that has ministry on its own standing, called Ministry of TVET. And you know in German it's called Ministry of Economic Development. Yes. Yeah, every government in developed world, including Canada, has a ministry on its own dealing with this. So KPA, South Korea, and you can see what is happening in South Korea, courtesy of having unified efforts in one basket to deal with this matter. Those people, the tragedy of our time, those people who have TVET courses, and those are the people we like laughing about, because when we went to Campo, they did not go to Campo. That was the pride of our time, which would end up costing us. We were happy to go to the university to pursue these fancy degrees. These people who could not qualify, in our time it was very high. If you didn't have a B+, you couldn't go to the university. Those people who could not go to the university naturally accepted their fate and went to mid-level colleges to pursue otherwise technical courses. Today, out of 10 graduates of a university and out of 10 graduates of a TVET college, the latter are more engaged than the former. Oh, all of them, Professor is correcting me, and that's a fact. Those people who have TVET courses do not sleep hungry. Those people who who have degrees, most of them, as we know, and it is a sad state of affair, are roaming free, looking for a job. And somebody said here that our education system is training us how to look for a job.
Indeed, Zack, Kinuthia, who is the CAS for youth, and they are talking about the TVET. And one thing I've been able to pick up is that he's talking about also advising the president. We have a technical ministry that will take care of all the TVETs, and of course you do know that TVETs majorly touch on the youth. And also something I've been able to touch on is the structure of TVETs in the country, and encouraging graduates who have already have their degrees but have not yet secured jobs to think of something that they can do when it comes to acquiring more skills. It comes fishing, anything that they can be able to do, not only their